Hello and welcome to Howley Hall Golf Club, where today I'm taking a look at the brand new SIM2 range of fairway woods and hybrids from Taylormade. Hi there, Ryan Rastall here for Golfshake.com, and before we get into talking about these new ranges of fairway woods and hybrids, please make sure you hit that subscribe button to see loads more content from all of us here at Golfshake to help you play more and play better. So, Taylormade fairway woods, generally very well used by many of the golfing fraternity. Really, you see them on tour a lot. I see lots of amateurs here down at the golf club that play with Taylormade woods, and they're really known and always have been known very much for how good their metal woods are. And this new SIM2 range looks no different really. It looks very, very good. We've got some technologies that we've seen in some of the older product that we'd seen last year in the Sim, and also in previous ones to that as well, which we'll talk about in a second. But also a few new things in there that are going to help all of us as golfers really to get the most out of these products. So Sim is shape in motion. So Taylormade designed these with that in mind, trying to make these as fast as possible through the air and also deliver ball speed off-center hits on the face, but also really help you to launch these properly as well. So we've got lower CGs, high MOI with the weight moved around in the head as well, but also that forgiveness if we don't hit the middle of the face. So first of all, we've got three models in this. So we've got the titanium version, and then I've got the SIM MAX here, but there is the SIM MAX D as well, which is the draw bias version of the fairway wood too. So to start with, let's talk about the SIM2 Titanium. Okay, so this is a model that has taken over from last year's Sim in the titanium head as well. But what Taylormade have actually done in this is made it slightly more forgiving on off-center hits. And the way they've done that is using this V-steel sole plate that they have to actually move some weight lower in the head and actually further back as well. But they've done that by actually making the head slightly smaller, which sounds a bit strange. So this has gone from 180cc to 170, but now is more forgiving. So there's more weight shifted back in the head there to help with the launch, but also help when we don't hit the middle of the face. The higher MOI nature of the head will let you get away with those strikes that don't quite come off the center. Now, this is going to be the kind of premium, I suppose, in terms of fairway wood, where price point is much higher with it being titanium. So we have titanium in the face and the hosel section here. We've still got the carbon crown that we see in most of these Taylormade models that we're going to look at. But also that titanium story really gives us more ball speed. So this is going to be faster off the face than any of the other models, and slightly lower spin generally than the other models as well. But we'll have a look at those when we put them to the test in the Performance Centre later on. Now, when we compare that to the normal SIM MAX fairway and SIM MAX D, we can see that without that titanium addition there, we've still got the V-steel sole plate in there. This is 190 cc's in the SIM MAX, 195 in the MAX D, so we're getting a little bit slightly larger head in the draw bias version as well. Still low CG. We've got more weight towards the back of the driver there, higher MOI even than the titanium, but we'd expect that from that slightly larger head. And many of you that will have had Taylormade fairway woods in the past will have known that it's normally offered, well, a few years ago was offered in the 3HL, so almost like a 4-wood, a higher launching 3-wood. I'm pleased to say that was missing from last year's Sim line. It's back again in the SIM2 MAX range of fairway woods. So those of you that need that little bit more loft and a little bit more help, there is a fairway wood in there for you as well. So those fairway woods look great. There's some great technology in there. We've got the speed pocket behind the face, really helping on those off-center hits, twist face, carbon crown, V-steel sole plate, lots of stuff going on there. So with the fairway woods, we're going to get them out on the golf course. We're going to test them out here as well as in the Performance Centre. We're going to look at them on the Trackman as well. Compare them against each other, but also I'll give you a bit of feedback when I'm out here on the course as well. So when we then move into the hybrid, so we've got two different models of hybrid here. We have the normal SIM MAX and we also have just the SIM2 Rescue. You'll notice they're very, very different in terms of appearance, but also shape and the way that they sit behind the ball. So to start with, we'll talk about the SIM MAX. Now, the SIM2 MAX hybrid, last year's SIM MAX hybrid was very, very popular, and we even saw some of the guys on tour putting it in the bag very early on last season. And I'd expect the same really with this. It's very similar looks to this than the last year's, but what we're being told is that the V-steel sole is has changed ever so slightly. The weight is slightly lower and a little bit further back in the head, so even easier to launch and lower spinning compared to this model, just the normal SIM2 Rescue. So in the Max, we'd expect higher launch, lower spin than this one, but the forgiveness is there in this as well. So we've got twist face incorporated in it. If we don't hit it out the middle, we're still going to get some great ball speed and great distance. And I can't wait to get testing it out on the golf course here. Those of you that have seen videos I've done before know I'm not the biggest fan of hybrids in the world, but this one, I actually think it looks great when it's sat behind the ball, and I can't wait to get out on the course and test it. Now, when we look at the standard SIM2 hybrid, this is quite different to anything that we've seen for a while from Taylormade. Not only do we get this kind of more matte finish on the top there, but also it's got more of an iron kind of appearance and sort of feel as it sits behind the ball. Certainly the face is shaped a little bit more like that. We've got this swing weight here more towards the back there. Again, that is for really swing weight in the golf clubs when they're made and custom built. We have the speed pocket in there as well, adjustability in the loft there, which is slightly different as well to the normal SIM2 MAX product. But more of an iron type appearance and performance. The C300 steel face is in both of them. In this one, it's a forged twist face as well, so that steel is actually forged in there. So it's a little bit more of a kind of player's product, if you like, that kind of player who might want more of an iron-like flight. We're going to get slightly lower launch and higher spin potentially with this, so more like an iron would, where with the normal Sim Max 2 we're going to get higher flight, lower spin. So there should be some subtle differences there. Now again, can't wait to get these out on the golf course, can't wait to test them. Those of you that use the SIM2 MAX at the moment will know that there are quite a lot of different loft offerings in there as well to really help slot in instead of some of the irons in your set, and this actually goes all the way up to a 7 Rescue, so you can ditch the 7 iron, put a Rescue in there to do the job for you, and you could almost have a full bag of head covers really with this, and then a few irons to look at as well. So we'll be looking at the SIM2 iron as well in another video if you want to take a look at that. So so they'll combo quite nicely with these. So I'm going to stop talking, we're going to get in the performance centre, hit some on the Trackman, and then get some out on the golf course as well, take a bit of a look at how they perform here, and let's hope this sunshine holds out for me. So just having hit 2 2 shots with each of the new SIM2 Fairways, so the Titanium and the Max. Just walking up the 17th here to see where they are. 4 fairly decent shots. The last one I hit with the Max felt like I absolutely ripped it, but I've just got up here, and as we can see, all 4 of them, if we walk from left to right across here, are literally within, I bet there isn't 2 yards between all 4 in terms of distance. Okay, so they've pretty much gone exactly the same from this one on the left to this one that's just missed the fairway on the right. So all of them, like I say, I've probably left myself, I don't know, 120 yards probably to the flag off the back tee, which isn't too bad a shot, slightly into the breeze off the left. Like I say, they're all fairly decent hits, some better than others, but I thought I'd absolutely nailed that last one, and they've all gone pretty much the same. So very, very consistent in terms of their distance. But yeah, pretty happy, very, very good. And as you can see from some of the traces that we've hit, the ball flight off the Titanium was that little bit lower. Off the Max, that little bit higher, as you would expect, but overall distance pretty much the same. So if we take a bit of a look at the performance we're getting with the hybrids and fairway wood. So we'll start with hybrids. So we can see SIM2 MAX averaging 218 or 219 carry, 228 total, 222 with the standard SIM2, and 234 total. So it's going a little bit longer and lower spin, which, reading everything about the product, you'd have expected SIM2 MAX to be the lower spinning of the 2, but we're actually seeing, well, for me, the normal SIM2 hybrid was. I must admit, I did prefer the look though of SIM2 MAX. I think it sits a bit nicer behind the ball. That all matte black in a hybrid, I'm not too sure about, but performance wise it was obviously a bit better. So yeah, if you're a player who wants that kind of more traditional looking golf club behind the ball, then SIM2 is probably the one. SIM2 MAX, a little bit more wacky and kind of fits in a bit more with the rest of the SIM2 range really. If we move on to fairway woods, we can see Titanium comes off a little bit faster, so we're getting 161 ball speed versus 158.7 with the SIM2 MAX. But the distances aren't really too dissimilar. I'm getting quite a lot more spin really with the Titanium, which I wasn't getting with SIM2 MAX, and they kind of even out distance-wise. You know, there's a couple of yards in it, which is not really a lot. So yeah, performance-wise, quite similar. I must admit, I like both of them. SIM2 Titanium, I thought sat a little bit nicer. It was a slightly smaller head, which I quite liked, and does feel quite quick off the face when you're hitting it as well. And we can certainly see that when we look at the numbers. But as I always say, go and get properly custom fitted, try them out further. But there's nothing really to split them in here when we're looking at them on the Trackman. But yep, it gives you an idea of how they're performing and kind of backs up what we saw there out on the golf course too. Hope you've enjoyed the video. I've certainly loved testing these products, and hopefully we'll see you all very, very soon. But if you've got any questions or comments, please leave them below. We'll get back to you all and answer them, and we'll see you very, very soon.